Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today, we are going to discuss approaches to research, an important foundation for understanding how to design and carry out a study. By the end of this session, you will be able to identify different research approaches, understand their strengths and limitations, and choose the one that best fits your research goals. For the first is action research. Action research is a method that focuses on improving practice through a cycle of reflection, action, and evaluation. It is often used by teachers, practitioners, or professionals who want to solve problems in their own context. Its strength lies in continuous improvement and collaboration. However, it requires rigorous data collection and careful attention to ethical issues, such as content and confidentiality. For the second is case study. A case study is an in-depth investigation of a single case. This could be an individual, an event, or an organization. It allows researchers to examine issues in detail and uncover processes that might remain hidden in large-scale surveys. The challenge, however, is that it is hard to generalize from one case. Instead, the concept of fallibility is used. Other people may learn from the case and apply it in similar situations. The third is survey research. Survey research collects data from a large group of people using questionnaires or interviews. It helps answer questions like what, where, when, and how. The main advantage is that it can be done quickly and cheaply, providing broad comparisons across groups. The limitation is that survey rarely answer why questions and depend heavily on good sampling and well-designed questions. Number four is experimental research. Experimental research is used to test cause and effect relationship. For example, testing whether a new teaching method improves student performance by comparing an experimental group and a control group. This approach is powerful but also difficult in social research, since many variables influence human behavior. It also raises ethical issues because participants should not be treated merely as objects of manipulation. The fifth is ethnography, comes from anthropology and focuses on studying people in their nature settings. Researchers immerse themselves in the community to understand culture, values, and everyday practice. Its strength is in producing deep and contextual insight, but it is very time consuming and often criticized for limited representativeness. Still, it is highly valuable for uncovering hidden cultural dynamics. Number six is grounded theory, developed by Glaser and Strauss, is different from most approaches because it does not begin with a hypothesis. Instead, theory is generated from the data itself through iterative analysis. This involves coding, constant compression, and theoretical sampling. The strength is its ability to build strong database theories, but it can be complex, time-consuming, and difficult to know when to stop. For the last is narrative inquiry. Use uses personal stories and experiences as the main data. It helps chapter display personal and cultural insight, giving participants a voice. However, it takes time, requires trust between research and participant, and raises ethical concern if participants regret sharing sensitive experiences. Despite the challenges, narrative inquiry is increasingly recognized as a rigorous approach for exploring personal, professional, and social contexts. Perhaps just that I can explain about approaches to research. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, this video helped you understand the main approaches to research. And the last I say, Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.